We were very much aware of the project being a major highway project in a very sensitive environment, and we thought that the concept of treading lightly was a good way of reminding ourselves in a succinct way of being very careful and deliberate in our design process.
The Alliance needed to develop a consenting strategy that enabled the approvals to be obtained rapidly. In order to do this, we modified the Notice of Requirement alignment, we fast-tracked the main works resource consents, and we also identified a number of enabling works that we could consent separately to ensure that program could advance early.
For Te Ahu Tūronga, we needed to produce an outline plan, which had a number of management plans associated with it. And from a regional consent point of view, we also needed to develop management plans.
So our alliance structure is unique, particularly when we bring iwi partnership into the fold, something which hasn't been done on a project of this scale. And when we look at a number of the challenges that we've faced, particularly around ground conditions on a number of our large structures, we had to look at change in methodology, which then also put us at risk around looking at a change in consent. With us working as a collective group, particularly by having iwi with us and looking at the effects that any of these changes could have. And when you're looking at the effects, that's the effects on the environment. And we also have a planning approach, but then translating that from a Western science into a Te Ao Māori approach. So I think that by us working the way we have, developing that trust along the journey has been really beneficial for the project.
In terms of a resilience perspective, the way that this road differs from the gorge is both in the type of rock or the type of material we're going through, but also the geometry of the cut. So if you drive through the gorge, it was a really narrow road, no width on the berms, really steep, really high cuts in what's called a Grauwiki rock, really fractured fragments able to drop down and really prone to landslides, which is the reason why they shut the gorge road. What we come through here is a quite different material, and most importantly, quite a different geometry and approach to the cuts. You know, these are benched cuts where they step back to improve resilience to catch material, but also enables us to have the overall cut slope much more gentle, laid back, much flatter, and a lot less prone to those landslides and rockfall which impacted the gorge road previously.
The unique thing about Parahaki Bridge is that it's base isolated. This means it has a low damage seismic design philosophy. With a small investment up front now when this bridge is getting built, we're able to have a more resilient structure in the long term, so that following a major earthquake, this bridge will be operational very quickly, which will lead to better outcomes for the communities either side of the gorge.
It's really key in these complex projects to closely work with the contractors. Ultimately, designs need to be constructible and efficient and economical to build. You only get that through really close collaboration in the design phase, so that there's a seamless transition onto site and into delivery.
Another aspect that is markedly different from other projects that I've worked on in the past is a sense of community involvement and community connection with the project, not just with the land and the physical features, but in the way we've gone about delivering the job. Again, through the beginning, the concept design, the consenting, the design, and the construction.
The Alliance's preliminary design altered the former alignment quite significantly. What this enabled us to do was to avoid sites of significant ecological value, avoid QE2 covenanted land to the extent that practicable, and to also navigate an operational wind farm.
It would be an understatement to say that we've done a great job. You know, I think they've done a fantastic job. My reflection to date over the last 4 years has been amazing. So I'll truly look back on this project as something to truly be proud of.